How's everybody doing out there? Pretty nutty. Hey, I'm just gonna start making little videos, and we'll try to get the Confer Zoom app working. I just signed up for an account today, um, which I think will allow me to administer it. I'm pretty sure once I get my end going, yours will be accessible through Canvas, but I don't know. It might take a week to figure it out. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna make some videos. And I'm here in this is my home studio. I've got a little shed out behind my house. And so this is where I do audio production work when I'm not a college instructor. So you'll probably be seeing a lot of the inside of this room over the next weeks and months, I guess. So let's get into it. I want to start with a page that we didn't do in class, and it has to do with repeats. So I've got a kind of an overhead camera going on over here, and I opened it up to page 31. So this is dealing with repeats. And we've talked about the regular kind of bracket repeats, right? Stuff like this. I think I can do this on the same board. Where you've got the thick line, the thin line, and the two dots. So what we see here on page 31 are text repeats, repeats that use words to tell the player where to go. And the reason for this is because sometimes we have to go a long distance, maybe to a location that's not even visible on the same page that we're reading right now. There might be a chart that has like 3 or 4 pages, and we have to go all the way back to the beginning or something like that. So once again, we're speaking Italian. And if you look at the very first one, it says da capo, and the abbreviation is DC. So, and of course, they've got beautiful looking examples in the textbook here. So, da capo basically means the cap, like my hat. Kansas City Royals. I'm originally, as you know, I'm from Kansas, so there's a part of me that's still a Kansas City Royals fan, but you know, deep down, Giants all the way. But this is my cap. So da capo just means go to the top, go to where the cap is. So go back to the beginning. Um, so that's DC. The next one is dal segno. That means go to the sign. And the sign is this kind of interesting looking figure right here. Let me see if I can make a larger one on my. So it's kind of like a little, sort of like an S with a line and two dots. I guess that's kind of like a repeat sign. It's got a line and two dots. So that's del segno, which means go back to the sign. Fine just means the end. So you play up to the fine, and at that point you would stop. And then coda is, it says an added ending. I think in Italian it literally means tail. So it's like a section that you would jump to at the end of a piece of music that would be kind of like a little tail or ending to the piece. It says when the coda sign appears in the music, it means skip directly to the coda, which is an added ending, usually marked with the same sign. So let me give you a visual here. And I know we have examples in the textbook, but on my little board here. So I'll start with da capo. Cool. And I'm just going to keep it really, really simple. So if I do a da capo, uh, going back to the beginning, just means I'm going to play, play, play. And if I do a DC, let me make a better D. Then it just kind of acts like a regular repeat sign. It just means go back to the beginning. So that's not a big deal. We just play, play, play. Da capo means go back to the cap, go back to the beginning, and we do it again. Del segno is a DS. And that means go back to the sign. So again, we're remembering that these are often used in the context of a really large piece of music, not three measures, but just for the sake of keeping it simple. So if I put a sign right there, we would start here, play, 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 DS, go back to the sign, and then play these again. So I'll go ahead and expand this a little bit. Give ourselves a couple lines of music. Now we can really do something. So let's do a DS and a fine. So we're going to start combining some of these text repeats here. So let's just say that we wanted the piece to stop here. So we write in a fine. But what happens is the first time you encounter the fine, you ignore it. You wait until a repeat has taken place, and then you stop. So I'm going to write a DS, and then I have to put a sign. I have to have a place to go back to. If we were doing da capo, we'd go to the beginning, but with a DS, we're just going to go to the sign. So it looks something like this. So now, how would this work? Start at the beginning. We would play, 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 play. Ignore the fine the first time. Play, 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 play. We see the DS, which means del segno. Go to the sign. So we'd go to here, play, play, and we would stop on the fine. And they actually have the correct use of the bar lines, which is the fine is where you would get the double bar because that's where it's going to end. And then here we just have the single. So let me put the book back down. And they give us examples of each. So here is a DC al fine. We play, 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 play. We get to the DC, which means go to the beginning. And then we play to the fine and stop. Make sense? Here's a DS al fine. We play through this, keep going through the first fine. When we get to the DS, we go to the sign, not to the beginning. We play, and then we stop at the fine. Now let's check out the coda. And I'll scoot this up a little bit. With a coda, we're going to, it's kind of like hyperspace. I'm not much into video games, but has anyone ever played Asteroids? There was like a panic button on the video game Asteroids where you hit the button and your ship disappears and it just shows up somewhere else in space. Here it's kind of the same thing. And the way it works is like this. We play from the beginning, play, play, play. It says DC al coda. That means da capo, go to the beginning, and then al coda, follow the coda. So here we repeat to the beginning. That's the beginning. We play, play, and then at the end of measure 2, you can see the coda sign. So that's like our hyperspace. And we're going to instantly jump from here to the coda. Play, and then it stops right there. Does that make sense? So we go through, we da capo, we get to the coda sign, and we jump to the coda. And so it's like a portal. And even the symbol or the sign kind of looks like a Stargate or a portal. And the same symbol is over here. Sometimes they add the words coda just to make it real easy to see where you're going. All right, let's look at the last example here in the textbook, page 31. Here we have a DS al coda. Very similar, but instead of going to the beginning, the cap, we're just going to go to the sign. Here we go. Bar number 1, play, play, play. And then we have the repeat. It says DS al coda. We go to the sign, which is right here. We play, play. Here is the coda. We're going to hyperspace to the next coda sign and play it out. So how many bars would you play in this example? 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeat to here. 5, 6. Jump. 7, 8. So I hope that's clear. Hope that makes sense. Um, we'll do a little question on the midterm that has to do with looking for repeats, and I'm pretty sure that there's some text repeats, just like the ones you see on page 31. So tell you what, if this lecture doesn't make any sense, you know, let's meet up in the discussion forum. And if not on the conference Zoom, but let's definitely meet up on the discussion forum if you have questions that I can answer, maybe a fellow student can help you with it. Okay, so that's page 31. Hope that was helpful. More videos to come. See you soon.